I'm just another Chris.
Ooh, hey, welcome in. It's been a little bit since I've done a live stream here on the YouTubes. In general, even. I guess I went live on Instagram not too long ago. But, welcome in, have a couple topics. One really exciting one that I've been working on for a while. So let's just dive right on into it. And the first two things we're going to be talking about is, one, the Polaroid I2 firmware updates, and is it good? We'll find out. And two, the big one, that is the launch of the free, if you've already purchased, Masterclass add-on. Yes, how to shoot at night / neon signs / portraits in low light situations. Yeah, I get a lot of comments of people asking me how I take my long exposures or just mostly neon signs in general, because they think it's long exposures. It's actually not. And I explain how to do it, or how I do it, my approach to it. I break it all down to where you can learn and do it yourself. Couple tips, tricks, and not just me talking, but actual shooting demonstrations. I've been planning this out for a while, and been able to shoot it over the last month or so. And yeah, it's available right now. And the best part is, if you don't already have access to the course, it's on sale for 24 hours until tomorrow for $40. Yeah, normally only $60, which is already pretty cheap. The course itself is like, well, before the add-on, it was right around 3.5 hours of the content, brand new. I've never seen anywhere else, especially on my channel. But also, there was 2 1-hour workshops, like one's on scanning film and a bunch of other stuff. There's 2 of them. Those are additional 2 hours. Now with this one, this add-on, I think the new one's like 45 minutes to an hour long. I think it's actually an hour, now I think about it. It's a packed full course. Some beginner stuff, some advanced stuff, actual demonstration. I'm a visual learner. I don't know about you guys, but I'm a very visual, hands-on person, and I have to see it to really for it to like stick. So I want to do that in here. There's definitely just kind of me talking and demonstrating stuff, but a lot of me actually going out shooting this stuff, so you can actually see what I'm talking about, which is really cool. In addition to this, something that I'm also going to work on after I get back from a trip that I'm taking the Polaroid I2 on, which will be Japan. I'm going to Japan in like 2 days and for 2 weeks, and I'm bringing this with me, and I'm going to shoot it a lot to really flush out the firmware update if it's good. I've been using this a lot more the past year. Like, I've used a lot. A lot actually, and so I have a lot of photo comparisons that I'll be able to do, but some of those will be when I get back, because I can't really shoot those right now. But when I do get back, the other thing I'll be working on, because this is also another question I get very frequently, and that is how how to like scan photos, instant photos, how to make copies of instant photos. And so there's 3 methods that I kind of do, and you could do. And so I'm actually going to be creating a separate standalone, like crazy in-depth course on that. Just because people were asking about that too. Any more courses? I'm like, yes, I'm working on that. It's in the pre-stages. I'm mapping it out, but that'll be happening, and when I get back, and it should be out probably in January is kind of what I'm anticipating, because these courses take quite some time to create. They're not like a YouTube video where they're kind of more fast-paced. This is really knowledge broken down into bite-sized pieces, so it's not just like overwhelming, if you will. So yeah, I'm really excited for that, but that's not what we're talking about today. But yeah, the course is out right now. You can get your hands on it for a crazy discount for the next 24 hours. Do yourself a favor and get yourself this course. It will help you take your, just instant photography in general to the next level, in addition to this free add-on if you've already purchased. So if you've already purchased, just log in. Just go ahead and log into your account, and it's already there. It's at the bottom. It'll say add-on, and that's there. You just click watch. No purchase necessary if you've already purchased. But yeah, Cool. So now the Polaroid I2. I get some questions about this all the time. Like, is it still worth picking up? Because people are starting to find them for used prices now. Because this came out a year ago, and it retails, still technically retails, brand new for $599, $600, and it's a plastic camera with a built-in battery that you can't technically replace without tearing apart the camera. It's very frustrating, but that's, yeah. But people are starting to find them used for like $350, $400, somewhere in that range. And now they're asking more, because basically more people are starting to get awareness of it, because it's buying it used is kind of, a little bit cheaper, a little bit better, and it kind of makes it a little more palatable to be able to potentially afford it and use it. So is it good? Well, I've been diving deep into the camera more this year, which I did last year anyway. I've traveled all over the place with this last year when I released the initial review, but it has some quirks, and that is the light sensor is like it doesn't read right. I should say light sensor. The light metering is more accurately. Yo, what's going on, Jerry? How you doing, buddy? I don't know why I put a question mark. Hi or hello? But yeah. So. What was I saying? I lost my train of thought there for a second. Oh yeah, so the light metering on this is a little funky in the sense that it overexposes the shots a little bit. And so once you know that, and you've shot with it a bunch, and you're like outside, bright sunny day, you just know immediately just go -1 in exposure compensation, and you'll be able to get some really stellar shots. I wish I had preloaded some examples. That would have actually been pretty helpful. But I did not think that far ahead. So you can't see him. I'm not at my desk. I'm not streaming over there. But say, what's going on, dude? How you doing? Hey. So, yeah. So once you kind of figure that part out, it kind of helps you shooting your next shots, and it's pretty good. Now, people aren't going to be buying this and shooting it in auto mode all the time, because that's kind of defeats the purpose of even owning this camera, because this can shoot full manual control. So what's the big deal of having to overexpose if you're manually setting your shots? Well, you're still kind of utilizing the light meter on the camera to meter the scene, to gauge your shots, to set your shots, basically, right? Because let's say you want to shoot it wide open, and it's going to meter and kind of tell you what you need to set your shutter speed to. It's going to be off slightly. Your shots are going to be almost as if you did shoot it in auto, equivalently, if that makes sense. And so once you kind of know that, and then you can kind of dial it in. Or if you're not utilizing the internal light meter, you can use an external one and all that. A lot of people have talked about that and said how it's not even an issue because they're just using that and blah blah blah, all these things. But for me, if I review stuff here on the channel, if it has it, it needs to be good, and I will report on it. I don't really focus on saying, oh, you have to go buy another thing to use the product. It defeats the purpose. But you can download a free app on your phone, and that does help too. So Polaroid did address this, but I also read some comments and some like on Reddit, and just did some research, and some people had some good theories as to why they randomly did a firmware update to adjust the shutter speed. It's not a drastic shutter speed like improvement. I did a video recently on this, so if you want to check that out, just go back. I think it's 2 videos back. It was last week. I released a video last week on this camera update, and I didn't really see much of a difference. However, there was a difference. Like it was like metering that like 1/30th of a second before update, and then after update it was 1/40th or something like that. Very little change. Not much to really notice. So, but some people had some theories as to that maybe the newer film that's coming out is that it's slightly different. It may be a little less sensitive. Or would it be more sensitive? More sensitive. It'd be more sensitive. 600 film might be more sensitive. I don't know if that's really true, but that is an interesting theory, because why would they randomly do an update for this? But they did. It's nice to see that Polaroid's doing that. Gives hope for the future, but it doesn't fix the Now Plus, unfortunately. I wish they'd fix that one. That one would have to be Well, I think it's a little too late to even bother with that one. But hopefully, never know. Gives hope. It could happen. It could happen. Which I would love to see. Because I have that sitting on the shelf. It's just a paperweight at this point. And this one was almost a very expensive paperweight. But I'm kind of exaggerating a little bit. Because, yeah, you can still shoot this in manual control. And if you know a thing or two, you can dial it in. It just kind of was a bummer that it wasn't right out of the box just like perfect. And it should have been. There's been multiple firmware updates actually for this since it's released. I think there's been 3. But this last one was the biggest one, or the best one. The one they actually promoted. It was on their whatchamacallit, like social media stuff. Like they're posting on Instagram and everywhere, like, hey, the update. They were spreading it through Reddit and stuff like that, like announcing that it's coming soon, that there's going to be this new firmware update to fix stuff. So far, I really haven't seen much of a drastic change, but I haven't shot that I think I shot maybe a pack of film through this since the update. And so I leave for Japan in a couple days, and so this is coming with me. So stay tuned for a much bigger, like deeper dive update video that'll be coming soon, and seeing if it's any better, if it's worth picking up. Should you buy new or should you buy used? I think if you buy it used, it still might be the better option. I have a feeling that most people that bought this initially were super excited and then shot maybe a handful of packs and was like, maybe this isn't for me, and then trying to sell it off. So it's pretty much new. That's kind of the case with most instant cameras anyway, especially Instax cameras. I tend to tell people just to go buy used cameras in general, just because the average person that's buying a lot of these cameras, they shoot maybe 1 or 2 packs out of it, and then it just sits on the shelf for like a year, and then they just sell it off. So it's basically brand new. The people that actually use the cameras are like people are watching this live stream, and we use and abuse our cameras, so buying stuff from us might actually be not the best. No, I'm just kidding. But like we actually use it up a lot more than the average person would. So, but yeah, consider buying used. And now these are popping up. Some people, I think someone even found one for like $250. They said, like on Facebook Marketplace. That's a crazy steal. I wish I was able to buy this for that much. Polaroid did not sponsor me. They did not send me this camera. That was a whole thing last year. I was very harsh on this camera last year because, well, I had to be, because I'm reviewing something. I have to be honest. And I might have been a little too honest, I think. The first shot. It wasn't the first shot. It was the third shot. First pack, third shot. That shot out of this, it jammed. So I was really harsh on it in that case. That's more a film issue than a camera issue, though. The film must have been stuck together on the inside the pack. But then the next shot was actually the same way, so that was a bummer. So originally it wasn't off to a good start. But yeah, I did buy this. I'm not sponsored by Polaroid. Some people ask me that. I'm like, no, they won't sponsor me. They don't like me very much. That is the facts. But that's not what we're talking about today. We're talking about this, and I'm actually been enjoying it. I will be doing a better video, like I said, and I've been enjoying it. I'll say that. I have been enjoying it. I've been taking it around more. I had to force myself to shoot with it. But, yeah, other than that, I've been enjoying it. Well, I should say I'm glad I did. I'm glad I forced myself to really, like, take the time with it, and it's pretty cool. It's nice having the options to be able to shoot whatever I want out of it. Not that I can't with my SX70, because technically I can shoot whatever I want out of my SX70 cameras, but it's an extra little dongle piece that I have to like put onto the camera to like make it shoot I-type film, or I guess that's it. I can shoot SX70 in the film too, but I have to like connect to the app and things like that. This, you can just kind of load it in and then choose the film type and you're good to go. That's really cool. And it has the, the flash and everything built in as all Polaroid cameras. I'm kind of comparing it to the SX70, where it doesn't have the built-in flash. You have to add on something, so it's an extra little piece to bring. It's slightly more annoying, but obviously there's some trade-offs, like SLR versus non-SLR camera. and all that jazz. But it's really cool to have all the bells and whistles, the dials and switches like on the camera and be able to flip through things. It's really cool. And I'm really happy that Polaroid is trying to innovate and bring out new products in the year 2024, especially kind of like a modern vintage style camera. It's really cool. I still think they might have slightly missed the mark though with this. They could have been better. Kept it the same price, but make it at least have a removable battery. Because, geez, in a couple of years, this battery is going to go toast, and then the camera won't work anymore. And that's going to be frustrating. You have to tear it apart, and they're not made to come apart. Hopefully, Polaroid will announce some type of repair system for these in the future, because the 1 Step 2 cameras, their batteries are now starting to fail. I'm having trouble with one of mine. It'll charge fine, and then after a couple, like maybe 1 or 2 packs, the battery will be like kind of struggling and have to recharge it again. So it's like losing some of its juice, and it's not holding a charge for very long. So that's a little frustrating. So eventually I'll have to take that apart and swap out the battery. Same with this. It's frustrating. It's plastic too. I dropped this. It's going to obliterate into a billion pieces. I've never dropped a camera, luckily. Not true, exactly. I had a camera in my back pocket. It was an SX70, and I was sitting down. What was I doing? I can't remember. It like flipped out and fell like 6 inches, but it was enough to break the sonar housing on my camera. So that's the only time I've ever dropped a camera. But luckily, Dennis from Chromatic Parts came in and was like, "Hey, send it to me." So he fixed it up for me, which is really nice. But yeah, I wish that was maybe an aluminum body. It would have drove the price way up, but probably up to $1,000. I did this to probably save some money. Now you can buy like a Sony camera for like $500, but they got bigger distribution. This is a less produced product. I've heard rumors that they only made like 60,000 of these, maybe. Well, I shouldn't say only. That's a lot. But 60,000 units it's not necessarily a lot in comparison to other like cameras on the market that are probably dropping 100,000 plus, 200,000 plus cameras. I don't know if that number is true. When this camera leaked last year, it was somebody contacted me because I had found out about it and made like the short live stream. Then somebody contacted me about it and was like, "Hey, I know a guy that knows a guy. Here's all the information," and sent me all the leaked images and specs of the camera and all that sort of stuff. And the they said that they were only making like 60,000 of these. So I don't know if that's true, but the other stuff was true. All the pictures, here it is. It did happen. So that's pretty cool. But I wonder if they'll make any more, like an i3 or an i2 Plus or something. They didn't come out with any new cameras this year, I noticed, which they usually launch right now. They would have actually launched it already. They usually launch in like September, and then they have like a March release. But the only thing they released was the Go Gen 2, I think it was. That was this year? Yeah. And then that was it. No, well, I guess they did like a collaboration one earlier in the summer. What was that called? I can't remember what that was called. Let me know in the comments if you know what it's called. It's like that gray one. What the heck's that thing called? I don't remember. But that was the only thing they released this year. So I'm wondering what's happening. If they're going to be releasing other stuff. However, I will say their film has gotten a lot better this year. Like really, really good. Saturated pictures. Less weird stuff happening. Like spread issues or those little snowflake things. Less of that. But especially with batches after or starting in March and like the March-April batches and until now, it's been solid. Like super good. Super, super good. I still think that protective glass reduces sharpness. Remove it and test it. I don't know. I don't know if that's true. I don't know if that would change anything, but it's possible. Yeah, I'm going to dismantle this $600 camera. Now that might get the clicks. That might get the clicks. I'd have to buy another one just so I can mess with that. As I'm picking at it and seeing if I can pop it out. Because there is a spot up here where it looks like it might click out of there. Does that come out? I think that might actually pop out. It might pop. I'll look into that. But I don't think that's going to ruin the sharpness. The sharpness of this is incredible. It produces its own like unique look, which some people like, some people don't. It almost looks too sharp. It almost looks like not a film camera. It almost looks like a digital type photo that's being printed out. Some people have said. But it's really cool. But I don't know if that protective thing actually does anything to change the quality. But who knows? It could. It could. Dang it, now you got me like curious. Because I think that's meant to like, oh, if you break it, you could replace it. It's possible. It's possible. Didn't yours have a fingerprint on it? I mean, wait, on the inside or outside? I mean, it was smudgy. That's why I'm like wiping it right now. It's a little smudgy. But it doesn't. That won't do anything to the image of the picture. It's too close to the lens. It won't show. It won't pop up. Won't show up. But speaking of Nop Top, he was there when I tested this thing. He got to witness the thing in action when it jammed twice in a row. Yep. That was during the Halloween special last year. That's crazy. I'm not filming that this year. There'll be something. When I get back from Japan, because it'll be like October or something, or early October. I am planning a little something, but it's nothing like it will be or have been. I need a break. Taking this year off. But it's so strange. This is the first year in 4 years. This will be the 5th year. So in 4 years, I'm not like panic stressing leading into October filming the Halloween special. It's actually kind of nice. I'm going on a vacation. Actually, it is a vacation. My first one in a long time. Hello from the US. How about that? Hello from the UK. Thank you. Appreciate it. But speaking of actually, right before I went live, I happened to notice they're as of I think tomorrow. The Stranger Things, the Stranger Tours that Dave and I, Nop and I, went to last year and checked out, which they've expanded like crazy. They now do a bus tour. They're in a new building. They're thriving right now, which is really cool. But they posted, they were at the high school, the Hawkins High School / middle school from the show. It's set for demolition tomorrow. That's sad. And they're like in the school. They're like walking through it and stuff and posting pictures. And they're like chiseling off chunks of brick. They have like buckets of bricks. I'm like, dang, I kind of wish I grabbed one of those when I was there. But anyway, I digress. But it's sad. It's sad. Real sad. But the I2, do you guys have the I2? What's your thoughts on it? Have you been curious about it? Did you have one? Did you sell it? Did you return it? Some people I know returned it when they found out the battery couldn't come out. It's so dumb. It's so dumb. Why wouldn't they have that? It's ridiculous. I guess it's right here. It's like slides in here. Why couldn't they just had a door right there? Just that opens up and whoop, pop the battery out. It's ridiculous. I don't even know how you would take this apart. Is there film in here? There might be film in here. No, I think I shot all this. I think I shot it all. Yeah, no film. Yeah, there's no film. Just an empty pack. I'm gonna take that out. Oh, I don't know how many times in my early days I'm like, yeah, there's no film in there, and I pull it out, and there was film in there. And they go, whoops! I did have to commit a cardinal sin, which actually is a video I wanted to do, committing all the cardinal sins of instant photography in one video. But I had just loaded my camera, and then I was at Comic-Con, which I'm going to be releasing this video. I haven't even edited it. I got to put it together. It'll be out, I don't know, next month or something. Maybe November. I don't know when. But I went to Comic-Con, and I was going to meet some celebrity and take a picture on Polaroid, get him to sign it, all that stuff. And I was with my sister and her partner, and we were going to walk around, shoot some photos first, because we're all in cosplay, and just walk around. So I loaded a pack of round film and we're walking around. They're like, "Oh, hey, he's out. Let's go in line right now." I'm like, "I just loaded it with questionable Polaroid round frame. I might add. I just want to use it, burn it up. If it works, it doesn't work. Definitely didn't want to use it on like this person because I don't want to spend all that money and it not work. Like meeting the person, getting the autograph. So we're in line. I just yanked out the pack as it was and just loaded it in. So I sacrificed a shot. Potentially more because I've just been letting it sit out. So who knows? It's probably toast. Ooh, we got somebody from Venezuela. Hello from America, Pedro, from the U.S. of A. Hey, what's going on? What's going on? Hey, man, I like your videos. It help a lot. Hey, appreciate it. Just going live today talking about the Polaroid I2, the firmware update, as well as the launch of the brand new, mostly free add-on if you've already purchased. So it's free for you. Just log in. But if it's the free add-on to the Masterclass, Master the Art of Business Photography. There's a link in the description. And it's on sale for the next 24 hours. So if you don't have it, now is your chance to get it for a really good deal. It's already a good deal, I think. It's $60. Now it's for the next 24, it's $40. Yeah. It's about an hour add-on. Exclusive content. Won't see anywhere else. Some people ask me all the time about, well, in the comments, mostly on Instagram, because that's where I post these pictures, how I shoot and / expose my neon sign photos. So I showed you how to do it in there. I also do portraits, like tips and tricks for taking better portraits in low light situations. So if you're at like a party, like how to improve your shots or something like that. And then like a bunch of other stuff. And if you didn't see today's video that came out, you can actually watch a free section of the course entirely. It's actually on the you're utilizing the exposure compensation, to your advantage. So consider checking it out. Been watching your videos. Nice. After a friend passed me a mini Evo a few weeks ago. Just finished my first pack ever. Does that got cut off? Ever earlier today. That's awesome. So cool. Evo is a great camera. Great one to start with. Guaranteed photos every single time because it's a digital camera that prints photos. So you don't have to like think in a film or instant film mindset. You can just go have fun and shoot photos. I love that thing. It's great for any person, especially if you're just getting started. Coffee Cup Arcade. My dyslexia. I've read it wrong. Read it backwards. Hey, Chris, good to see you. Well, hey, it's good to see you. Sorry I butchered your name. I'm terrible with names. Pronunciations. But, yeah, the Evo, back to that. That thing's cool. I'm hoping that they release a wide version of that. Or even a square. Technically, there was already a square version of it. It came out, like, a long time ago. Like, probably 15 years ago, maybe, at this point. It's the SQ10. Yes, the SQ10. Hopefully they make a wide version. That would be really cool. But I'm just glad they actually released a new camera for that line. Shows that they're still going to be supporting that format. And I'd rather have the film than I would, a new camera, to be honest. So that's really cool that came out. But I would love to see a wide one. Be super cool. I bought the Instax Mini Printer 3, and I've already printed like 40 photos. That's super fun. That's awesome. I have a fun podcast episode coming out with Yvonne Hansen. That's how I actually pronounce it. She accepts both. Really cool. Vancouver, BC. Not where I'm from, which I'm in Vancouver, Washington. She lives where people think I live. But we have a podcast coming out October 6th, I believe. It's just on the podcast, my podcast, which I have a button for. So if you're not already subscribed over on Spotify, go check it out there, or just subscribe to the channel here and you can just watch it. And there's an extended version over in Patreon, I know, and that's Spitfire Club. You can get the extended version. Enough plugs. But no, we have a cool conversation about printing your photos, using the Instax Mini Evo, and not letting people sour your style of creating the art that you want to create. And she also has a fun, we have a little fun conversation about, should you edit your film photos? It's a really fun episode. I can't wait for that one to come out. Yeah, that one's going to be really fun. Hello, Jade. Greetings from Germany. Well, hello from America. I really like night photography. I wonder if I could somehow manage to photograph the sky with my Impulse AF. Great question. I just released that Masterclass today, the add-on, link in description, and get on sale, 24 hours, and I'll go back up to normal price, which is $60. But for yours specifically, I've never done it, but the Impulse AF, which I have right here, it's right there, I can't reach it. That's the blue version. It has a self-timer. One of the AF models are the only ones that have the self-timer. And what you would do is, it's going to be tough, actually, now I think about it, because you can't turn the flash off on that camera. So, actually, you might be out of luck on that. That one's not really designed for that. So, because what that means is, which you actually will learn this in the course, more in depth, understanding how the flash works with your shutter. So, I'll give you a little free little bit right here. The shutter will match to a certain point to the flash if it's on. If you turn the flash off, then it will strictly utilize the light sensor and know it can go past a certain shutter speed, or excuse me, like lower shutter speed. So let's say with your flash on, it will only go or slow as 250th of a second, or actually probably would be 500th of a second, to be honest, like really fast, because that flash it's giving it its light. It wouldn't want to go past that because then you get an overexposed picture. So if you turn the flash off, then it knows it can go down to like 1/20th of a second, or 1 full second, or lower, depending on what camera you're using. Now, the Impulse AF, you can't turn the flash off on that camera, so that shutter speed is pretty much fixed at a certain speed. I don't know the certain speed of that camera, to be honest, but what you could do to try, because hey, that's the whole point of instant photography and photography in general, is trying and experimenting. You could put it on a tripod, push the self timer, and just take a shot and see what happens. But other than that, that camera wouldn't be the best option for you to do that. You have to get like literally any other camera with that has the ability to turn the flash off and has a tripod mount. Because if you don't, it'll be a little shaky, and it will be a little blurry because of the handheld motion and lower light. So hopefully that helped you. Germany, the Deutschland. I don't know the first bit. I don't know. I cannot pronounce that, and I'm even going to try. I budgeted myself $1,000 this year in film, so I can go nuts. Wow, just film, or just like does that include cameras, gear, other stuff, or is that just strictly film? Because dang, that's a lot of money. I'd probably spend that in a few months, to be honest. This channel is expensive. That's why I have a Masterclass. Support the film purchases, or join the Patreon. A lot of ways you can support the channel. But the Patreon, I don't like to say, hey, give me your money. I like to make sure you get something for, your quote unquote purchase, or your pledge, if you will. So I send out monthly photos to everybody that selects that tier, which is like the main tier, in addition to everything else that comes with it, which is there's a lot. But oh wow, just film. Wow, that's a lot. Well, so what's your camera budget then? Oh, speaking of camera, but this is strictly for fun. When I get back from my trip, you'll be seeing a fun video that's covering the Polaroid 660, the clear version, the transparent camera, helping someone sell it. So I'm actually going to do a video about it, covering it, the history and everything and all that, and then you could have a chance to buy it, but that you'll be paying for that. That one is really expensive. One of the rarest cameras ever made. One of them, not the one. Ironically, though, it's probably, if it's not the rarest, which it could be actually, it's the most common rarest camera. Because typically people know about that camera because it's cool, but it floats around, but no one has it because it's really expensive. But yeah, I'll be doing a video on that one. Started a little business of sport photography with the wide link printer. Parents love it. That's super cool. I love that. We talk about in the podcast coming up in a couple weeks about an idea that I want to do, I don't do, how do I explain this? I'm more video than photography. I know, shocking. I do photography here on the channel, but I don't sell packages to hire me to go shoot your wedding or events or whatever to shoot photography. But what I think would be really cool is like to hire me specifically to go to these events and shoot all your instant photos. And I think it's really cool, even if you are a photographer yourself. I think it'd be a cool package to have that you could offer to your clients. Is like, take all your regular photos, the good ones, right? The portraits and family, whatever, all that stuff. And then after the wedding, it's always like, oh, you gotta wait weeks and weeks and weeks on the other side of that. Hopefully I'm not being confusing, but you could offer another package where it's instant photos and then just snap all the photos throughout the day, and then you can hand those over on the same day. And then the client's going to be like super happy, like, oh, we actually have something to share, like on the day, right? And then you can be working on the photos in the background over the course or whatever. But they're still happy because they actually got something right away. I think it's a really cool idea. I think it'd be fun, and I want to do that. So hire me. I shoot on Leica X1 Fuji Olympus, and the printer is amazing. That's super cool. Love it. I love seeing uses of that because a lot of people in this community hate those types of things, and I think it's ridiculous. It's just another tool in your artist quiver. Quiver? Hopefully I said that right. That's just another tool. That should be in my next YouTube channel. Just another tool that could be taken in a lot of different ways. Dang, I wish I'd thought of that when I first created the channel. Only half joking. I'll be leaving into the night now. Good day to you across the world. Oh, I figured what you're saying. Thank you for stopping by. Appreciate you. Thank you. Well, hello there, Caitlin. You guys should know Caitlin. She was in a video recently. When was that? Actually, that was probably a few months ago now, I think about it. She did a challenge, and we might be doing a collab soon. Hopefully, a little check-in with her. Also, add an instant photography with the wedding package is a great idea. See, it's a brilliant idea, and you could probably charge a lot for it too. Yeah, because then on the end of the day, everyone's gonna be happy. You're gonna make more money. They're gonna have photos of the day, and probably better photos that they probably care about more. To be honest, just saying. Because sometimes, like when you're physically, I shouldn't say sometimes, all the time. Like I could take a photo. This is a great thing that Caitlin and I talked about, and when she was in the video, when I've been challenged her to that Polaroid shoot off. We were in Seattle. We took a picture of the Space Needle. Classic, most tourist thing you could do. Most people take a picture with their phone. They post it on their Instagram stories, post it on Facebook, wherever, and then no one cares about it, right? You won't care about it 2 minutes after you took it. But if you shoot it on an instant photo, you're gonna put that on your fridge or something. You're gonna care about it. It's in your hands. It's like, this is tangible. It's real, and it just hits different. And so I think at weddings or like even events, but more specifically weddings, if you're capturing those moments of the reception or whatever, it's just like, I don't know, they're more real. They're not edited. It's in the moment. It's just, yeah, I just think that people would probably enjoy those a lot more than the actual quote unquote hired professional photos or whatever. Other than maybe the bride and groom shot, whatever, they'll hang that on their wall in their house and all that stuff. So, but the other stuff, I think, I'm rambling, but I think that's a really good idea. I want to do it because I take 12 years to edit. That's factual. I've witnessed that. I used to photograph weddings, quinceañeras. I wonder I would do a digital cam. I keep forgetting to fix this. I had it fixed one time and then forgot to save it. Your comment getting cut off. I have to click it here. I would be my digital cams as well. Instant cameras, the clients were way more excited about the one spot on prints. Exactly. Thank you for validating me. No, but no, it is. It's just something about it. Especially if they're like, oh, we hired you. They already expect like the photos to take a while to get. But if they're receiving something on the same day, same night, or whatever, maybe even next day, heck. But I don't know why you couldn't just hand them off, unless you wanted to make digital copies on this, like for yourself, for your portfolio. Which there's a tool for that too, which I have videos coming on. I've already done them actually. It's just a portable scanner. You can scan your photos in the field, scan them right to your phone, and then you can hand them off. But yeah, I just think it just adds a lot more value to yourself and your brand. Even if you would, like, even if you don't even add it to your package, let's say you do a wedding or an event or whatever, and you just bring one pack of Polaroid or Instax film, shoot it, and then give it to your client at the end of the day. Their minds are just gonna be blown. Like, oh, I got something right now. It's gonna make you stand out. They're gonna remember that, especially if it's events, because there's another chance that they're gonna do another event, and then their people are gonna do events, and so they're gonna remember you. It's all about standing out, especially if you bust out a Polaroid account. I know I'm rambling on a tangent here, but this is good stuff. I don't know how many times I show up to events and I pull out my Polaroid camera. I mean, usually shooting video, I'll be snapping photos. They remember this. They're like, what is this? Not this particular camera, because it does kind of look modern, but I'll bust out the folding SX70 camera, and they're like, minds are blown. It's all about making that impression, and instant photography does that. Yes, exactly. It's about the moments. That was something you'd said during the little challenge. It's true. It's factual. It's what it is. Hey there, what's going on? Stop Studio 45. We use an instant photography camera at our coming out garden party, and all the kids were loving it. That's typical. You have garden parties? Man, I'm jealous. I don't have garden parties out here. Where are you from? That's awesome. Love to hear it. Love to see it. I usually give it to my nephew when we have barbecues, which is probably the similar thing to a I almost said yard and garden party. That's something totally different. But my nephew freaking loves it. I give him an Instax mini camera. He'll be turning 10. Sadly, I think I'll be on my flight home from Japan when his birthday turns 10. But I let him use it, and his mind is just blown. He's actually going to be getting a instant camera this year for Christmas. I already asked my brother if it's okay. He's at that age where he's a little bit more responsible with an understanding of it, so he just loves shooting that stuff. I digress. Caitlin's asking, what instant cam is the most quiet? Now, I can tell you which one's the most loudest. Hang on, I'll finish your comment. If I were to take instant photos during the ceremony, it might jump scare people. Exactly, yeah. So there's a great point. The one not to use is the Mint RF70. That thing sounds like a bomb going off. And now you just inspired me to create a video about the cameras and how loud they are, because it is a great thing. The I-2 is actually mildly quiet, but maybe the best one would be a 1-step 2 or a 1-step plus. They're actually pretty quiet for what it is. On the Polaroid side, I see everyone thinks I hate Polaroid. I always lean more towards Polaroid. I love them more. I'm sorry, just how it is. I talk shit about them. Don't get me wrong. I will and have and eaten crow when I'm wrong. Okay. Let's not go down that rabbit hole. Instax cameras are the quietest cameras. You can any Instax camera other than the Mint RF70. But I'm looking at my shelf over there. Instax mini cameras are very quiet. You can't even hear them. Yeah. Great question. I might do a video on that. You got my gears spinning now. The clients expect perfection in everything they receive. True. But the on-the-spot prints. Hang on. Cut off. The client just melts in front of you. Yes, exactly. About standing out, making that impression on the business side of it, but also capturing the moments. If it's like a wedding and stuff, they're just gonna love that. Especially if it's like friends or family that you're just doing it for. Yeah, it's not all about having the best camera in the world. It's all about at the end of the day, it's just about well, Caitlin said the moments, but also that impression that you give And so, yeah. Anyway, I'm kind of digressing. Capture our moment. Don't worry about the gear. There you go. Great way to do it. See, if we were to have this conversation in the year 2018, maybe 2019, when I was like at my peak, I was a gearhead, man. I had to have the best everything. It was nuts. I would have had a totally different approach to this like conversation. I would have said, like, if I was shooting this like videos, great example, you might have noticed in the last year, especially my videos, when I'm out, not in my studio, the quality of the videos technically have been, quote, worse. I used my phone. Not a chance I would have done that back then. I would have had to busted out my GH5 with an ND filter, wearing a lav microphone, getting the best light, all of it had to be perfect. Well, the moment I stopped doing that, subscribers came. I just started focusing on what really matters, and that is, like the content, or what, like all this. That's a whole other conversation, but it's similar to this. It's to what we're talking about, but yeah, it's not necessarily about the gear. Yeah, I could say more, but I'm not. Keep going now. Keep going now. Any tips for instant film college/joiners feeling inspired to do these after going to what's a Hockey exhibit? What is that? You say hockey? Oh, you mean hockey? Hockey? I think you mean hockey. Joiners. I don't know if I don't know what that is. But for tips for instant film collage. Did I read that as call it? Come on, Chris. I'm about to head into vacation mode. I think that's where my brain's at right now. I leave Tuesday morning for Japan for 2 weeks. So that's where I'm at. But any tips for joiners? I know what you mean now. Exactly what you mean now. Like displaying, stuff like that. Dang. That's the thing, is there's not a lot. Other than the classic, like people will use the packs of film and you put a little magnet on it. You can put it on the fridge. There's like these old rope things you can get with like little clothespins. But there's not a lot. I'm working on that actually with a company on some of my own products, which is really cool. More on that probably in next year, in January. Maybe this year, like next month, couple months. Some display stuff and some other things, but so stay tuned on that. But yeah, there's not a ton, especially for Polaroid. There's more for Instax, but it's gonna change. It's gonna change. Instant cameras are a lifestyle. I bet you go far. Yeah. Have flashbacks. I know it's a bit unrelated. I love it. Bring it. But what's the October Halloween special theme this year? Oh, so you missed it. You missed this conversation earlier. But as I said last year, I'm not doing one this year. And it feels so weird going into, about to head into October, and I'm not stressed the heck out. Planning and shooting and doing all this crazy stuff. I usually start shooting. Last year, actually, I started shooting end of August, all the way through September. Pretty much October was editing most of it. I still shot stuff, but I couldn't. I just needed a break. Now I am still going to be doing a little something this year. It won't be as grand. I'm not even really going to call it the Halloween special per se. It might just be like I don't know what it'll be. But I do have some stuff. But yeah, it's not going to be anything like the last 4 years. You know how expensive it is to do that. Serious. I love it. I'm not complaining. It's fun. I enjoy it. It's cool. I usually get to collab with my buddy Dave. Go out and visit him. It's like a twofer. But yeah, it is costly. Very costly. And so this year I decided to take a break and go on a vacation. I'll turn it into work somehow though, so don't worry. You'll see this. But yeah, I'm not gonna do it this year, which I said last year. I said I was gonna do something different, And that's what I'm doing this year. It's a little different. I'm not going to do exactly what I have been doing. This is an excellent question. I've talked to him. He's around. I don't know what's going on though. He doesn't post anymore, but he does respond to messages. You can still send him cameras. I've asked him multiple times recently if he's still in business, if he's thinking of closing up shop. There's none of that. Other than that, that's as much as I know. So I wish him the best. I love that guy. Hopefully next year I'll go actually get to see him. I was hoping to go this year. I was going to go either to Japan or London. I wanted to make this year at least do one international trip, and I had some friends that were going to go to Japan this year, and I'm like, okay, I'm going. And they've been before. So that helps. I'm like, okay, I'm going to Japan, which I've always wanted to go to Japan anyway. But yeah, so that's as much as I know. I do one. I've done one for the last 4 years actually, but it's just one video. It's my gift year. I give away stuff. But it's usually I pre-select somebody every year and I give them a camera, and that's my own personal tradition that I do. And I did start last year for the first time, opening it up to my Patreon members. So if you're just a Patreon member in general, put your names into that wheel, the magic wheel. What's it called? The giveaway wheel, spin wheel, random wheel. I can't remember what it's called. Everyone uses it. And then I pick a winner, and then I send them this bucket of stuff. I did that last year. I gave away a lithography wide camera actually, and a bunch of other goodies. Yeah. I do stuff for Christmas. It's just usually much smaller. Maybe I'll do a bigger one this year. Last year, if Caitlin's still in here, she was the Christmas episode of the podcast. Maybe we make that a tradition. Caitlin, if you're in here, maybe I have to have you back on again. And it'll just be the Christmas episode every year. Last year we talked about Taylor Swift. It was awesome. You should definitely come to London. Yeah, I definitely want to go to London. So maybe that's next year. I don't know. I have to reevaluate a lot of stuff, expenses and things. But so far, the only thing that's on the docket for next year, I'll be at Policon, New York, for sure. That was just too much fun not to go. And if Caitlin, if you're in here, hopefully you're going to Policon too now that you're an instant photography shooter. So, oh yeah, she is in here. She's saying she's down to the other one, not Policon. The podcast. But that'd be, yeah, you gotta get you to go to Policon. I'm visiting the Philippines in exactly 2 months, and this time I wanted my camera refurbished with SX70 PCB board mod with a dongle. Hang on. With updated dongle and I-type mod. Oh, do it. Dennis still does it. He's still around. He just not posted something. He got his account hacked, but he got it back, but then he just never started posting again. So yeah. He's well. He's fine. He'll respond. But he still does all that stuff. I'm bringing all that with me to Japan actually. SX70 is modified, whoop, and the dongle, all that good stuff. So that's awesome. You're thinking about doing it. And the cool thing is it's not that expensive in comparison to who other people that charge. Dennis is the man. He's the best. I should hopefully be less stressed with less videos to edit this year. Yes, definitely. I'm down to do that too, but need a sponsor. Yeah, well, I do too. I'm confident that I will get one, or at least be able to figure it out. But I gotta go. It was too much fun. I only got to do like 3 days there. I think it was. I wish I could have stayed more. The sucky thing about the fine people. This isn't a dig at them. They're amazing. But the people from the Instant Film Society that put on the event, in collaboration with Brooklyn Film Camera, Kyle, love him. He's going to be on the podcast when I get back. Because I have one big question I want to ask him, and that is how much did he actually play a part in bringing Polaroid back? Because I know he was on the team for Impossible Project. I want to clarify. Anyway, I digress. But I love them so much, but they didn't post or announce when the event was. Like, they didn't announce it like far enough out. It was like a month, maybe a month and a half out from the actual event date, and so like everything was just so expensive to try and get tickets last minute, essentially. So, or like flights and hotels and stuff. So hopefully they announce a little sooner next year. But yeah, I'll be there, and I'm gonna go to, which I'm really excited about. So Caitlin, if you're going with me, we gotta do this. I think I've already told you about this, but in London, one of the reasons I wanted to go to London was to go check out Dennis, hang out with him, check out his shop, everything, all that good stuff. Check out London in general. But, as you know, big Stranger Things fan, literally, Spitfire Club is play on Hellfire Club. And I got that back there. Anyway, big Stranger Things fan. They have the first Shadow play. It's like a Broadway play type thing, but it's out there. And it's written and created by the Duffer Brothers. It's canon to the actual show. It's like a prequel to everything. It just looks cool. I want to go check it out. Well, they just announced it's coming to New York starting in March of this year. Next year. Oh my gosh. March of the next year. So I want to go to that. So I might wait till May. Because I think it's usually in May when PolaCon is. So around that time, maybe, I don't know. And I want to go, so I'll be sticking around a couple extra days. In a perfect world, we'll see if I can do it. I love that giving away camera. Absolutely, I give one away every year since Dave was the first one. 2021, I think, was when I started that. I gave my 8-year-old daughter her first camera. Nice, Olympus with and where is it? There it is. And electric viewfinder accessory. Hope this inspires her. Well, she's 8. Hopefully it's not too early. So you might have to give her a little patience. But that's awesome. I love it. Love to hear it. What is the longest amount of time you have abstained from taking a Polaroid shot? Great question, actually. Probably this past couple weeks. Week or so. Yeah. Whenever I released whenever I shot the video on the I2 camera, that was the last time I've shot. Because I've been focused on like a bunch of other stuff, packing, prepping, shooting, editing videos, things like that. So there's stuff going out while I'm gone. Batch recording, baby. YouTube life. Gotta stay relevant. So yeah, I got content curated up until the day I get back. That's shorts, that's reels, that's dedicated YouTube videos, like full length one, and a podcast episode. It's been a crazy couple weeks around here. Okay, so yeah, it's probably been a week or two since I've shot anything. I think the longest I've gone though is probably just about that. Maybe 3 weeks, maybe. Just depends how busy I am. Greetings from Germany. Well, hello from America. Just got into the hobby and it's a wonderful adventure I'm about to experience. Yes, but I will say, apologize to your wallet. From me and to you, you need to apologize to you. It's gonna be expensive. Film ain't cheap. But no, welcome to the hobby. It's super fun. I love it. It's really fun. It's about time to wrap up. But I want to let you guys know one last time. Go check out the Masterclass. Right now we have just launched. I say we, like I have a team. It's just me. Just released the free add-on if you've already purchased, so you just log in. The free add-on, it's on shooting at night photography, how to shoot neon signs, how to shoot portraits at night, how to understand like the shutter speeds and the flash, some flash tips, bunch of other stuff. Yeah, it's pretty cool. So if you haven't gotten it already, you can get it on sale right now for the next 24 hours. It's normally $59.99, which is already pretty good. And it's on sale right now for $39.99. And it's like now with everything, it's like a 6-hour content course. There's a lot in there. It's broken down into like bite-sized stuff that you can get your, so it's not like overwhelming. That's the whole point of me creating. I was trying to make it less overwhelming. There's a lot of beginner stuff. There's some, medium stuff, and there's some advanced stuff as well. I wanted to hit all ranges. So anyone going into this with whatever skill level they already have, they can understand this and they can get going. Even if somebody that's never started, they're just, what is this? I don't know how to shoot. I don't even own a camera. By the end of it, they'll know how to shoot. And then when they go buy a camera, they know which one to buy. That's the other goal of this. So consider checking it out. There's a link in the description. Go get it now while it's hot. The next 24 hours, you can save a couple bucks. And I'll be adding more to it as well. I have a couple other small ideas, and it'll be free. You don't have to pay for it. It'll just be thrown into it. You just log back in, and you can watch. Yeah. I'll do a couple last little questions here, and then gotta wrap it on up. Off topic, but have you gotten into regular film photography more? Great question, and this is a conversation that I will save for a longer, probably in the next live stream when I get back. But to answer your question, yes and no. And I got some thoughts on that. I still shoot, but I don't shoot a lot. I know I said I was going to do more. I have another video that does come out while I'm gone. It'll be next week. Next weekend's video is on developing photos and things like that. 35, 120. Partnered up with Nice Film Labs out of Brooklyn, New York. So yeah, I have thoughts, but it's a lengthy conversation. So I'll save that for next time. Last one here. I've been shooting ever since I started scanning with my Epson V600. Nice. That's awesome. That's another topic that will be added to it. But that's all I got for you. Thank you so much for watching. Let me see if this actually works, because sometimes it doesn't. It's working. Yes. Appreciate you for checking it out. If you guys want to get the Masterclass right now on sale, go get it. Link in the description. $39.99. Crazy steal. Crazy steal. And I'll see you in the next one. Actually, it will be a little while because I'm going to Japan. Get out there. Make some art.